What is up, everyone? JD here. Hope you're doing well today. Got a review for you. Let's look at the Divo Knives Growler version 2. All right, today we're going to just take a look at the recent iteration of the Divo Knives Growler version 2. What we're going to do is we're going to do some size comparisons to give you an idea the size of the knife and how it compares to some others, profile so you can get an idea how thin or thick the knife is. We'll check the weight and jump into my thoughts and impressions. We're going to kick it off with the size comparisons. Here it is against the Spyderco Para 3, a little bit bigger, but pretty close in size. So hopefully that's giving you an idea what this knife is looking like. It's kind of like that, I would say, everyday carry size, medium, right there, where it's going to be lightweight in the pocket. You're going to get good purchase on there for any of the cutting that you need to do. And I kind of like the size. I'm digging it. Here it is against the Spyderco Shaman. This to me is a more full-size knife. And as you can see, the Growler is just a little bit smaller. We'll come back to the Para 3 for profile comparisons, but let's bring out a couple of budget-friendly knives. Here it is against the CJRB Echo, and as you can see, these two are very comparable. I like the way these two line up. It's a good comparison. Now this one's budget-esque in the fact that it is not super expensive for what you're getting, but here it is against the Kunwu Padre, and I like this comparison because it's a knife with a lot of belly to it. So you can get a sense of what the knife is looking like against another knife with belly. All right, let's go ahead and move the Padre to the side. Let's do some profile comparisons. We'll kick it off against the Echo and see just how thin or thick this knife is. And as you can see right here, it is a little bit thicker, but that is because you have flat scales here, whereas on the Growler, you have just a slightly contoured scale, and it does make a difference with those ergos. We'll do one more flat scale comparison. Here it is against the Para 3. Same thickness as that knife. It just looks a little bit thinner because, again, that slight contouring there is what gives it a little bit of a difference. Let me grab the scale, which actually was underneath some stuff. Let's check the weight out here. I think this is somewhere like 3.5 ounces, somewhere along those lines. Coming in at 3.6. So right there, about what you typically see with this type of EDC, meaning like the size, yeah, just the size and the profile. I'm bumping these already. I'm gonna move these two to the side a little bit more. Let me jump into my thoughts and impressions. So a couple of things that are a little bit different here is this is no longer being manufactured by Sheldon Knives or Shieldon or whatever they're called. It is now being manufactured by Kubi. And boy, oh boy, can you tell the difference in the build quality here. Microphone is in the way just a little bit. I'm going to move it back just a touch and try not to get in the way of the of the knife itself. But the build quality is really, really good. And the other updates that I really like here is I like the slightly contoured scale. I like the fact that they went a little bit more premium with 154 cm. They did some aluminum and they did some carbon fiber, and I like that a lot. The contouring on here really does make a little bit of a difference for the ergos for me. You could really feel the flat scales and the, extremely deliberate edges, or not deliberate, but more like immediate. So it felt very square in hand. Here, Kubi has done a really good job chamfering around the edges and bringing that contoured scale to where it just feels really nice in hand. I like that a lot. It's a very subtle change, but it's a big improvement in my opinion. I also like the fact that they decided to go with 154 cm for the blade steel. It's a nice little upgrade over 14C28N. It's going to hold an edge a little bit longer, going to be a little bit tougher, it's going to have good corrosion resistance on it, and it's going to have nice ease to sharpen and maintain the edge. I believe they also, I don't remember, I think the jimping was like Vox style jimping before, where it was kind of in the middle. They took the jimping all the way down, and I like that because if I want to be back here and use a little bit more of the blade's edge to cut, I could do that. Or if I need to be way out here, like if I'm trying to get in between cardboard to cut a tape or something like that, I can do that as well. And then it works really nice for that pinch grip. really good because you got a lot of jimping here to kind of play with, making sure that you're gripped in place and you're not kind of sliding around or anything like that. And it's not super aggressive, but it's well done. I like it. It's like right in that sweet spot. Really good. Access to the lock bar is good. Not great, not bad. It's good. It's exactly what you need to be able to disengage the knife in all of the ways that I think most people do. And it even has jimping on the top, so you can kind of do that little European slide over. You kind of get the blade started and then let it drop on its own. Great job there. Really, really good. And I just like the look of the contour. Now, I don't, the carbon fiber, I have not gotten to handle the aluminum, but, from what I've seen on like Civivi, Sincut, trying to think, Kaiser, I like aluminum because it is something that makes it feel more premium without too much heft in the price tag. And then they're usually coated very well to where they hold up. Are they going to scratch? Probably going to see some scuffing, not necessarily scratches down into the aluminum, but the coating is going to scuff and mark up a little bit. But to me, that just lets me know that it's a user, and I like that. Actually, here's one right here that is done in aluminum, and let me see. You can see here. I don't know if that's like when I use it left-handed. No, that'd be too high up to be my ring. So I definitely have knocked it against something. But for the most part, the coating on the aluminum holds up really well, and I like it. I like the way that it feels, and you can, here they put some micro milling on there. I think you can do something like that with aluminum too. Fairly easy. Not that you can't with other materials, so I don't know why I brought that up, but you really can. Back to the ergos, very comfortable, no hot spots. Don't love the wire pocket clip. I say that with every wire pocket clip, even though I have the wire pocket clip here. It's the same length, but it doesn't look like it takes the Spyderco aftermarket pocket clips, because this looks like it's just tighter. Hopefully, maybe if I can just do it like that, it looks like the feet on the Spyderco actually are closer together than the one on the Growler, so I don't think you can get any of the aftermarket wire clips. I could be wrong. I just don't remember, but it doesn't look like it would take it. But, I just don't like wire pocket clips because they move around. I like them because they're very discreet and minimal. So when this is hanging out of the pocket, you don't see a lot. I love that part of it. But I personally just rather I like the way the milled clip looks on there. I feel like it always goes with the body of the pocket knife better than the wire and even the fold over clips. They did increase the forge choil on here, so you actually have a plenty of space sitting behind the sharpening choil on here. That is another nice touch. The finishes are really good. The action with those factory ceramic bearings also very well done. And I will say my detent is heavy. When I got it the first few days, I guess I haven't had a heavy detent knife in a while, but the slight extra sharpness that you have on here to catch actually was kind of having my finger feel a little bit sore. Since then, I've found like coming in right down on the bottom of the hole instead of trying to come up here and just kind of squeezing down in there. I guess I'm catching enough surface on the top and the bottom of my finger for the deployment where it's not really bothering me, that or my finger is getting its strength back, and I haven't really noticed that. Cutting performance on here is also really good. I broke down an Amazon box today. I was carrying this today when it came in, so I haven't tested it since then, but it's just one box. And, the Amazon boxes, they're not super big anyway, and they've been making them thinner. But, that 154 cm, the edge on it is holding up. And again, this doesn't show anything other than how the edge is, if it's snagging, is it, does it have any blemishes? And it does not appear to have any. I mean, it has a fantastic edge. Whoops, that's my fault. I was angled slightly down when I hit that. And I found Kubi usually does a really good job with their factory edges. I think the only one that I encountered that I had to kind of strop and sharpen was the Titius. For some reason, that one came like it was I don't know how to explain it, but the edge wasn't like gliding through. It was kind of tearing, I guess is the best way to describe it. Not the case with this. This came out really, really nice. It has, I believe this is a titanium pivot collar with a titanium backspacer that's been anodized blue. And I think all of the hardware, I think he said on this one is titanium. Maybe not. No, it's not. Nope. Yeah. So definitely the backspacer is, but the hardware is steel. Yeah. Um, but not the pivots. The pivot is titanium. So I think this is steel back here, titanium backspacer, or it could be, you know what? It could be grabbing on the liner. Hold on, let me check. We can check really quick. The hardware is T8, which is great. It could be that it's pull. I didn't even think about that. The steel liner, it might be pulling on that. Yep. So it is titanium hardware all throughout. So I am wrong. Well, I didn't know before I checked it because I couldn't remember. But it is definitely grabbing the steel liners. And as you can see here, you have T8 hardware throughout. Super convenient for maintenance. It's not gonna, it felt like this spun a little bit when I was tightening it up. Yeah. So not captive. It does spin there a little bit. No play, up and down, side to side is rock solid. The pivot did move a little bit on me when I first got it and did loosen up. So I haven't gone back and trying to like level set the Divo knives logo, but it does look like how Kubi does it, right? Like they go nice and deep into the pivot and give you a very pronounced logo that they embroider there, and it looks really good. They do a really nice job there. What else can I say about this knife? Other than the fact that I think it's, you know, it's priced at 109, discount code JD for EDC over at White Mountain Knives, and it'll be 99 bucks for this one out the door. 100 bucks, 14C28N, carbon fiber, small boutique brand. I think that's a good price. I think it's a good looking knife. It's got belly, slips out the cuts a little bit once you get like far away from your body, like you're trying to push through and you're extending. You just got to take your time as you get towards the end instead of like powering through and pushing through. You got to just slow it down and kind of push towards whatever it is that you're cutting. But that's the style of the blade, right? That's not the knife's fault. Like there's nothing wrong with this knife that it does that. I would say you're going to encounter that also a little bit here with the PM3, but the PM3 you can see is more flat, and the same thing here. As you get towards the tip, it's just going to slide out. That's, again, the style of the knife. That's nothing to do, or the style of the blade. That's nothing to do against the knife. I like it. I think it's really cool. I like the changes. I do love this type of carbon fiber, especially when you have that contouring, because it gives it a little bit of not variety. What am I trying to say here? A little bit of personality, because it's not just this flat weave that you see here. Not only does it go up and down, but you can see the variations here from that contouring. So really cool knife. Divo, Kevin, and Ann, Colin, really great job on this one. This is a solid EDC. Hopefully they'll get some more in stock in the future. I'm not sure if they have it in the books already getting cooked up and being able to be brought out to be served to folks, but hopefully they do, because I think it's a really solid knife, and I like it. It definitely is way better than the first variant by far. Not just design, but the build quality, right? The quality is so much better, but I like the little bit of touches that they did to update it as well. What do you think about the Growler version 2? Did you get your hands on one? Which one did you get? Did you go carbon fiber, aluminum, or did you go with the Stormtrooper edition with the white handles and black blade? Let me know in the comments down below. Shout out to everyone out there that likes, comments, and is subscribed. I love you guys. Thank you for the support. I hope you have a fantastic week. Until next time, peace.